Yes.
Now that you have unsealed that,
Mhm.
and it is dried chicken,
Yes.
can you just let that sit on your counter for about a week before you do anything to it?
I could. The only thing that's going to happen, because we have humidity here in Texas, is it will start to absorb water. It will start to absorb moisture. Yep. So you just have to be careful.
Yeah, okay.
Can you reseal that now?
Yeah, I could. Yes, I can, but I don't have my vacuum sealer plugged in. But I can do it. It's not. Yes.
Do you have a brake leader, the hand pump?
I do not.
Don't have electricity?
I do not. I have a generator and I'm getting solar put in, so I'm hoping I'm going to be good, but I don't have a hand sealer. But you and I'll talk about that later, so I know I didn't never even know there was one. Thank you. Okay, so there's my chicken. I'm going to leave that there so I know that it's unsealed. The other thing is, if you go to the store, have any of you ever been, I know Sue has, and Roger, because Sue took me here, and it was to Sasquatch. What town is that in, Sue? Thank you. Have you all been to Sasquatch?
Yes.
It is an amazing little store. It's not real big. He does do freeze-dried candy, which is terrific. So if you want some, go there and get some. But he buys pallets that have been damaged, or the person rejected it who had bought it, they turned it away. He gets to go wherever he goes, and he buys pallets of stuff. You can have different things every week. It's a great little fun store. Tomato sauce or corn or just whatever in number 10 size cans, or freezer stuff. He gets cheese from Italy and he sells it just for pennies. So it's a good store to go to in Gladewater called Sasquatch. Anyhow, what's that?
On Highway 80.
Thank you, on Highway 80. So I just bought this at the store. I think I got it at Sam's a while back, probably a couple months ago, maybe longer than that, maybe beginning of the year even. Anyhow, number 10 size can. I probably paid less than $3 for this when I bought it, or about $3, I'll say. There's freeze-dried corn in here, right here. These cost me $300 for 4 little tubs. Doesn't weigh anything. I could pick all 4 up at once because they weigh nothing. So you can spend a lot of money to get a little bit of freeze-dried corn, or you can go and buy number 10 size cans of corn, or frozen corn if you prefer frozen. I've also done it with frozen corn when I get that on sale. And then you can freeze dry it yourself. So this is freeze-dried corn. It cost me pennies to get this much corn. Bags are 2.68 ounces in here. And it tells you on the side, if you want to look, how many servings are in there. This bag, it doesn't mean how many bags, it means it says how many servings. This bag contains 8 servings of 1/4 cup each. So there's 2 cups of corn in here that's freeze-dried. It's a lot of money to buy your freeze-dried food this way. And this was pennies, just pennies to do this whole quart jar. And I have lots of them. So it's a much better, more efficient, or more money, economical, thank you, yep. So anyhow, there's more chicken here, turkey. This is freeze-dried raw hamburger. I have freeze-dried, just to test it out, cooked hamburger. I will never freeze-dry cooked hamburger again. I think it's disgusting. Perhaps if I made something like a quiche that had eggs and vegetables and meat in it and freeze-dried it, I might want to give it a try, but I prefer to freeze-dry things raw. I freeze-dried cooked scrambled eggs, and then I powdered them. And then I went to, because you want to fit them in a jar, otherwise you're going to have big chunks. So I powdered the eggs. I put them in my blender and I powdered them down. And then I tried to use them as food. You don't want to do that. It tasted like sand in my mouth. They say you can do it. I was not happy with those results. Now I will tell you, I have freeze-dried raw eggs. They are absolutely amazing. It's 1-to-1. So 1 tablespoon of egg mix, or just powdered egg, and 1 tablespoon of water. It takes like less than 5 minutes, it reconstitutes, and you have a slimy, runny egg that has been stirred up in your bowl. And it cooks just like a regular egg. There is no difference in texture or in taste. Absolutely amazing.
That's amazing.
So I'm a proponent of freeze-drying raw, uncooked food. So I could make, if this was already cooked, I would just have nuggets of hamburger. Because it's raw, I could reconstitute this whole jar and make hamburger patties out of it once it's reconstituted. So that's the benefit I see why I freeze-dry raw food. So I can do anything. I could put this on the grill and cook it on the grill, the chicken or turkey breast. If it's already cooked, I'm not sure I'm going to want to re-grill it. Yeah, dry it out some more. So,
Can you walk us through the process of, let's think of a hamburger.
sure.
You go to the store, you buy some hamburger.
Yep.
What next?
Then so she asked if I could walk you through the steps. So I went to the store, I bought me 3 pounds of hamburger. I take it home, I put gloves on, and then I just break up the hamburger on my trays. So this is my tray right here. They say now you should pre-freeze your food. I didn't get those directions in mine. Mine was old school. So I put my cold hamburger in my freeze dryer. It took probably 30 hours to freeze dry 4 trays. So I have 4 of these. My freeze dryer is a medium, and you get 4 trays like this. So then I just put the hamburger on here. I didn't have them all touching. They weren't smushed together. I left a little bit of space in between them, but not a lot. So just barely touching. Put them in my freeze dryer, turn it on. Mine, I can adjust the time. It doesn't have anything like preset. The new ones, I believe, kind of are smart enough to figure out how long, and they can sense when everything is done. Am I right? Okay, mine doesn't do that. I have to set mine for a specific amount of time, but anybody who gets one now, you don't have this problem. And then I have to vent the air after the process is done, check my food, and if it's not finished, I need to set it for more drying time.
How would you know if it's not finished?
The weight. So if you pick it up and it feels heavy at all, you'll know that there's moisture in there, or you can actually see the moisture still in the food.
Or you can get a meter. I have meters with little pros.
You do have a little meter?
I don't use it that often because I kind of figure it out.
Uh-huh.
But you can stick it down in there and tell you.
If there's moisture, very good. See, I didn't even know there was that. Mine's always just, does it feel like it? Does it look like it? Does it, when I touch it, does it feel like it's moist inside or on the edges or anywhere?
So then you take it off the tray and put it in the jar?
Yep, and then I just take a spatula. Luann has this. Somebody told her to get one of these, and so like for candies and things, you can use this to scrape up the food and put it in your jar or your bag. I just use an old school spatula, which is why mine are scratched up. And then I vacuum seal them, and it's done. The freeze dryer does all the work. It's so easy in respect that all I have to do is put the food on the tray, put it in my freeze dryer. I do actually pre-freeze my food now, but I didn't do it when I started because there was no directions and they never said pre-freeze dry. They just said, put your food on your tray, stick it in your freeze dryer, dry it till it's dry. Okay, that's not helpful. Yes.
Just a quick comment. So I'm Lisa's husband, and I did a lot. I have always done a lot of backpacking with freeze-dried food, where I spent a tremendous amount of money, on this backpacking food. So I was quite skeptical on a $4,000 investment relative to this whole process. And the thing that really turned me was Clarabelle got pregnant, and so she's
That's
a
the
milk
cow.
Yeah.
Lisa started before she started freeze-drying milk, okay? And I like to eat oatmeal with them. And you put powdered milk in the oatmeal before you put it on, or just reconstitute the oatmeal and put it in cereal. It's like real milk. It's like crazy.
Because it is real milk.
It is real milk.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is kind of a trip when you start doing it yourself, though, for the first time. Yeah, thank you.
I would say just